that was a tough challenge. There's just confirmation of the result. They're through in a long, drawn-out match, the Adcocks, and they will indeed take on Zheng Sui and Huang Yuachong as the top seeds in the all-seeded quarterfinal from the top of the mixed doubles draw. But turning our attention now onto men's singles. First of the day. KIDAMBI Srikanth, the 7th seed, takes on Jonatan CHRISTIE, the Indonesian, who is also a top 10er these days. He's hanging in there at world number 9 is the Indonesian. KIDAMBI Srikanth, world number 8, the 7th seed from India, former world number 1. Has he got enough to see off the Asian Games champion behind him? And, well, I called all of the matches in Jakarta that this man won. He was standout at home and really quite something. Can he replicate that kind of form around the rest of the world? Always difficult, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes today, because this will be a really tough ask for him. And KIDAMBI Srikanth, a very, very good player. Former world number 1 back in April 2018, 25 years old, 5'10". Let's listen in to the coin toss.
Red or black?
Red.
Side.
Side.
Which side? This side? You serve?
Okay, so there you heard it. Jonatan CHRISTIE in yellow will take the near side in this all top 10 men's singles clash. Just the solitary world ranking between them. CHRISTIE ranked 9th, KIDAMBI Srikanth 8th. So all the markings of a match that, if it lives up to its billing, could be very, very tight. 26 years of age. And so KIDAMBI these days, the Indian, as you can see, he has been at the pinnacle of the game. And these two, well, they've met 5 times in the past, and he trails 2-3 head-to-head. There's Srikanth. Full hand in the commentary position alongside Morten Frost. Morten, great to have you back again. Your thoughts coming into this?
Yeah, it's a really interesting match coming up. When you look at Jonatan CHRISTIE, as you can see, he's a very, very physically strong player. And he's not as attacking as much as he used to do in the past, I think. But whether that is out of tactical choice or physical ability, I really don't know. But you know, sometimes I've seen him be a little bit more aggressive than what we've seen him lately. On the other hand, Srikanth KIDAMBI is a strong attacking player, and playing well, he is setting up his attack really well from the net. And to me, he's always a very strong outsider to win all tournaments.
A good win for Jonatan CHRISTIE against Lee Dong-kyun in the opener. Just over 3/4 of an hour played, and to think that he's just still 21 years of age, and he is one of those real physical bulls, isn't he? When he gets the, you know, when he's down to his shorts, you can see he's so muscled and strong in the legs. He kind of reminds me of Shi Yuqi in that regard. He's just so powerful, and a man indeed that has beaten Shi Yuqi. There's confirmation of the head-to-head that we speak of. 3-2 CHRISTIE leads. The last meeting was at the Indonesian Masters earlier this year. Straight games he came through there, but he's won the last 2 as CHRISTIE against today's opponent, Gavin Smith from England, in the perch, and the service judge John Richards. So, will it live up to its billing, this possibly very tight men's singles?
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Srikanth KIDAMBI, India. On my left, Jonatan CHRISTIE, Indonesia.
Well, we're in the very top quarter of the men's singles draw.
Srikanth KIDAMBI to serve. The ball.
Srikanth KIDAMBI, the 7th seed, takes on Jonatan CHRISTIE of Indonesia.
I was the one commentating on the match they played last time at the Indonesian Masters, where Jonatan CHRISTIE went on to win it after winning that quarter-final in Jakarta. Jonatan CHRISTIE lost to Anders Antonsen in the semi-final, who then went on to beat Kento Momota. So it was a little bit of a roller coaster, that men's singles draw.
Love.
And that was a very fine example of what I just wanted to say earlier. When you watch KIDAMBI play, he's setting it up really nicely at the net. He's playing this spinning net shot back from CHRISTIE, and is setting up a good attacking opportunity. Here we'll have another one. This one is short, opting not to go for the big smash, but that's the whole principle of the game of KIDAMBI. That he's setting it up so nicely around the net, getting these short lifts, and then go for the big smashes, or as what he did here, these disguised slide shots. So when things are going well, he's tricky to play.
So CHRISTIE on the board eventually.
1-5. Service over, 6-1.
Well, it's been a sparkling start from the Indian. He's really hit the ground running out here. Misjudgment there, though.
That was right in the corner. Really well. Good return of serve there by CHRISTIE. Interesting that on the adjacent court, the other men's singles is played between Kento Momota and Wang Charoen of Thailand. And it's really close here in the first game. Momota up 19-17.
And of course, this one plays the winner of that one, doesn't it?
Exactly. So they're playing next to one another. Yeah. And here we see it again. That KIDAMBI is really trying to get control of that net. But this time, CHRISTIE was really on top of it. Look at that. Closing the net down so nicely. Out. Yeah, caught out.
4-6.
A couple of semi-final showings this year for KIDAMBI Srikanth. Malaysian Open and Denmark Open. 8 quarterfinals as well. Pretty solid year. Still remains in the top 10, but nowhere near those heady heights of the very pinnacle where he was last April momentarily.
Service over, 7-4.
And he always speaks very fondly about possibly winning here, does the Indian?
Yeah, it's, the All England is a big tournament, of course, to all of us, but also especially in India and in Indonesia. It means a lot in those two countries. Everybody has heard about the All England going back 50, 60, 70 years. So it's something, it's a tournament they always talk about.
Yeah, he suggests that winning here allows me to join the big names in the history of the sport. Dearly love to. As would, of course, PV Sindhu and Saina Nehwal, you know. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, India's had 2 winners in 1980. Prakash Padukone won, and in 2001, Puela Gubichan won.
Service over.
That's twice where 2 Indian players have won the All England, and both in the men's singles.
Such disguise there from Kidambi.
9-5.
And now it's game point for Kenta Momota on the other court. 20, game point 19. Good play there by Christie. Rather than lifting it, that was a very clever move. Most players would have lifted it in a situation like that, but he disguised it a little bit and played it back short, and that fooled Kidambi a bit and forced him to lift.
Morton, we had breakfast together. We discussed the fact that this man won the Asian Games, and in doing so took out Shi Yu-chi in 3 close games.
Yes.
In the Istora Senyan and Kushit Fedpradab, Wong Winky Vincent and Kenta Nishimoto. Chu Tien-chen as well, you know, to win the title. He really put it together. Unbelievable. He was standout. I called all of the matches, and it was like a film script. You couldn't have written any better. The crowd was going wild. You know how passionate the Indonesians get. It was something. It was incredible. Yeah, it was so noisy. It was just great, and great to be part of. And we spoke about how he might not be quite as effective here, given the conditions, but perhaps that's something we should talk a little bit more about, given the opportunity.
Yeah, when they have the break here, we can say that it's quite remarkable for many Indonesian players. They are really able to lift their own game as and when they play in Jakarta at the Istora Senayan. And somehow the crowd, everything is just lifting them. A lot of players, on the other hand, in other countries are sort of succumb to the pressure from the expectations from the home crowd and all that. But in Jakarta, the Indonesian players usually play extremely well.
For 120 seconds, for 120 seconds.
And how do the conditions in Istora Senayan compare to those here at the Arena Birmingham?
It's a much smaller stadium, but as you said, the crowd is just fantastic. Not that the crowd here at the All England is not good, because it's actually really good here in Birmingham. But it's just a different crowd. It's a lot more noisy, and it's shouting and screaming and, yeah, intimidating sometimes, I would say, when you're standing on the court.
And would you say it's slower here than it is there? It's faster because of the warmth as well,
yes,
right?
And
he enjoys that.
Yeah, it's a lot slower here.
Right.
But it's interesting about Istora Senayan that in the olden days it would hold about 13,000 to 15,000 people. Today, when you see it, because they have proper seating and all that, I think it's up to 7 or 8.
Yeah,
so
I think you're right.
it.
Yes. So not so cauldron-like. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, all these factors, you know, as a former top pro, have quite an influence, don't they? You know, when you're travelling around the world to these different venues, they all have different idiosyncratic kind of fields about them.
It's almost the same as what you have in tennis, where you have a different surface, whether you play grass court, clay court,
well
or...
Well said. Indoor, fast, or hard,
hard courts, yes, sorry. I lost the word for a second there.
It's hard sometimes.
10, 12.
Well, he will feel assured, having won their last 2 head-to-head showings, Jonatan CHRISTIE, but perhaps not here. Never really shone in terms of his results here.
That's a good shot, that cross at the net. Oh, wonderful smash down the line. Couldn't be better than that.
Service over.
Try to have a look at this.
10.
And it's almost plumb on the line. Doesn't get much closer than that.
That was fierce.
But he's got such a
14,
fast
10.
arm when it comes to his attack. Try to look at it, just a big swing there, and it's coming with tremendous power.
That was explosive as well, the straight smash from the top drawer again from KIDAMBI
But
Srikanth.
this time it was a lot easier one, because this one here is short.
10.
That one, the cross-court clear from CHRISTIE, is really quite short and giving Srikanth KIDAMBI a very good chance.
A wonderful deception that sort of gave him the upper hand there, the Indonesian.
Service
He lost
over.
at this stage
11,
last year, the round of
15.
16 to Lee Jong-kyun. We mentioned that earlier, 46 minutes that was. He's never really enjoyed fruitful results here at the All England. Perhaps it is a little too slow for his liking.
Service over. 16, 11.
But it is interesting about Jonatan CHRISTIE. Last year he played 14 tournaments, counting towards what we call the HSBC World Tour finals. And he actually lost 8 of those 14 tournaments in the first or second round. Got to the quarter-final 4 times, 1 semi-final and 1 final where he actually lost.
Service
I
over.
think that was
12,
in New Zealand.
16.
That's right.
Super 300 where he lost to Lindan in the final.
Yeah.
So the only tournament he has actually won is the Asian Games
Yeah.
he won in Jakarta.
Absolutely well said. Yeah, a couple of semi-finals, wasn't it? Korea and Indonesian Masters. Yeah, lost in the first round of the World Champs.
Service over.
He did CHRISTIE.
17, 12.
But he's, as you said so well, he's a very talented, strong, powerful frame, this man.
Yeah, he's still only, what, 21 years
Yeah,
of
that's
age,
right, yeah.
so it will take a few more years to get the experience to play at this level, and I'm sure he will go to greater heights later on in his career.
I think so, and I think that strong, powerful frame we're talking about, it enables him to keep that sort of high pace and error-free a lot of the time. It certainly did in Jakarta when I was watching him. He was absolutely mesmerising.
That's
A bit like that, really.
good cross-court smash.
Yeah, we've only seen a few kind of glimmers of it so far. He's yet to really fully ignite, but he's been contained
14,
really well and kept
17.
at arm's length by a good showing from the Indian seed.
15-17.
Well, he's been in front throughout the whole of the opening game. He hasn't let Christie draw level at all. Such has been the discipline and consistent level of concentration and mental skills that Srikanth has brought so far in this match.
Jonathan?
He's got to watch out because he's going for the big power smashes the whole time. He's got to mix it up a little bit, play some more drop shots and slice shots too. Here we've got another power smash, but that was a nice push with the backhand there from Srikanth KIDAMBI. But he's got to mix it up a little bit more.
18-15.
But the flat drive, this one here, is really doing the trick.
Yeah, and he's done it. You know, he's done a good job at sort of manhandling Christian, taking his time away and not letting him settle. It's been a really strong first game from the 7th seed. Oh, that is standout, the way that he got his body around that smash. Well done.
19-15.
That's out, yes.
Well, it was a late call, hesitant from the Lions judge. And I kind of half expected a challenge, but not so. Christie looking rather subdued. An air of resignation about that point, anyhow. Perhaps he saw space himself. 5 game points for the 7th seed.
Service over. 16-20.
If KIDAMBI is clever, he will try to put more pressure on the deep forehand side of Christie, as Christie is much stronger on the backhand side around the head situation. This is where he's strongest. Good options there, nicely played. That slice shot, reversed slice shot.
20.
So 2 game points have been saved. What about a third?
And here it comes.
Yeah, no, far too short there. It's KIDAMBI Srikanth who secures the opening game. 21 points to 17.
17.
18 minutes played.
Today, Jonatan did best place. From Jonatan to left behind, cross drop shot, cross smash. Yeah, today he's good. He was ready to eat left behind, to 70% to left. Like he smash. Okay? And also now is happy also. Srikanth is happy now also. Too ready to on straight. He ready on straight.
Okay.
Cross net.
There you see KIDAMBI's smash placement going mainly to the forehand wing of Jonatan CHRISTIE. So he's hearing you more in terms of tactical nous.
Yeah, I think he does, but again, as I say, the forehand side, Christie is not as proactive as he is on the backhand side.
Sampai yang dia dorong supaya setengah belakang kamu dapat untung. Kalau nggak kamu nggak katos percaya terus dia. Ya, berawalnya mesti mendekati jelas banget. Samping kurangin 1 poin. Kemarin bisa kejar. Tadi kamu lumayan udah mendekati ya. Coba tahan 10 kata siapa yang mati apa dia mati kan itu kan. Bukan di bawah sudah ada. Ayo.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, the ball. Play.
Back for game 2.
Service over. 1 love. Srikanth.
So a good start here for Jonatan CHRISTIE. 2 love up. And the winner of the match that we are watching here is most likely to be to play Kenta Yamamoto, as he won the first game 21-19 and now 13-5 up in the second game.
He's got quite a stranglehold over that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
on court
really
3.
A good start here for Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Yeah, he looks a lot perkier, doesn't he? This is a really fine momentum bubble that he's engineered there. But interestingly, here's another thing for you viewers. Each of their 5 previous meetings has always been concluded in straight games. And that bodes well for KIDAMBI Srikanth right now, having taken the opener.
So statistically, you're trying to tell me that Srikanth KIDAMBI will win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the inference. But you know, it sort of seems madness, doesn't it, now that CHRISTIE's gone 5-0 up in this second game?
I'll make that 6.
Yes. I'll be eating my words. But I'm just telling you what's happened over the past 5 matches. All straight game affairs, unusually. Srikanth's last win is back in the Sudirman Cup 2017 in
Service
May.
over. 1-6.
Well, it's almost like a role reversal here, because the Indian went 5 love up in the opening game, and now complete reversal in sort of fortune. Indonesian with a 4-point cushion here. Morton, on that basis that there has been such a sort of swivel in momentum, what's happened out here? Anything that you've sort of picked, or is it just a switching off slightly from?
No, it's
17?
definitely CHRISTIE is adding on to more pressure, some more pace. He's injecting more pace into his game, and especially we saw at one stage where he was going up and playing a cross-court drop shot from the net, and he got there so early. He's definitely injecting a lot more pace now.
Service over.
Srikanth KIDAMBI really have to watch out.
3-7.
Make sure that he can follow pace here. A nice ankle there, and that's where we saw that Srikanth KIDAMBI was not using his power smash. He was not using his 100%. Try to look at this. This is slightly sliced, but look at the angle of it. It was very steep, and that was actually creating the point here.
That was the variety you were looking for off the smash, wasn't it? You talked of that in the opening game, and there it was.
7.
Oh, that was venomous.
Service over.
Really well struck,
8-4.
offering a hand of apology. Such was the speed of this smash. Straight at the body. Well, there's no doubting it. KIDAMBI Srikanth has momentarily lost his way, and Christie has kind of visibly raised the bar as well.
Service over, 5-8.
That's a bit of a miss. It was a good opportunity there.
Service over.
I like the way that KIDAMBI, he was trying to play down the line. Here comes the slice, the follow-up. He wants to play this one down the line. Look at that. It's a very, very nicely disguised reverse one. But look at the expression. He knew that he should have done better on it.
He looks like he's having a long day, doesn't he?
No.
He looks a little
Someone
bit
needs
tired.
some more sleep.
And that's a little bit of Srikanth KIDAMBI's weakness we saw exposed here. The attack did not work, and look at this. It's a good smash from Jonatan CHRISTIE, but it's not that accurate. But still, it was enough for KIDAMBI to make the mistake.
Interval.
So, Jonatan CHRISTIE then of Indonesia secures a decent start to the turn with a 5-point cushion after 28 minutes played in game 2.
Gimana kebagusan, masih kena 3 poin. Berarti kamu terlalu jelek untuk keluar. Karena kamu yang mancing, kecuali Pak Miki boleh. Jadi jangan lepas, kalau kamu menghindar dong. Kamu dorongin ke kanan ke paling dia drive, nggak bisa keluar kebagusan. Nah, itu penting. Ya, ya toh. Dari depan kamu taruh depan dia mundur terus. Boleh nggak ada makan?
Hold 20 seconds. 20 seconds. (11-6). Play.
So can Christie continue in this vein and extend this match the distance for the first time ever amongst their previous matches?
12-6.
Well, the daunting task of taking on Kento Momota awaits the winner of this match. He's downed Kantafon Wangcharoen of Thailand, 21-19, 21-11, just a minute or so ago.
this point was important for Kidambi. Closing the gap now is getting immensely important here. Because otherwise I feel that Jonatan CHRISTIE would just run away with the second game in just a matter of the next 5 minutes or so.
Be ready.
String was gone. Not possible to play a proper shot.
Service over. 13-8.
Yeah, you heard it immediately, and hence the sort of choice of shot from the Indian.
Wipe
Yeah,
the
you
court,
can see the
please.
strings there.
Wipe the court, please. Thank you.
Oh, that's really accurate. Again, using his powerful smash to secure the
Service
point.
over. 9.
It seems his sort of default, doesn't it? His go-to, just hammering through that one.
Yeah, you got plenty of time there given by CHRISTIE. The clear was very high looped and also slightly short.
Service over. 14-9.
There's a lot of fist pumping going on the Indonesian side of the net. He's really quite animated right now. He's desperate to turn this around and turn his fortunes around as well at the All England. He's never really set the place alight like we know he can. There's the solitary ranking slot between them, or rather neck and neck on the rankings, these two.
And this game is definitely slipping away from Srikanth Kidambi now. And I think we can all prepare for a third and final game.
16.
Because I don't think that Jonatan CHRISTIE is going to give it up now, having such a handsome lead here, 16-9 up. He once again playing it tight,
17-9.
tempting Kidambi to play it back at the net, and he's moving forward and ready to punch it, and Kidambi is falling for it.
So is it because Jonatan CHRISTIE's taken the net away then? Is that the idea?
He's taken away the net for the time being, yes.
Service over. 10-17.
Found it.
11-17.
It's all a very sort of subdued feel to this match, isn't it? Neither of them getting particularly pumped. We've seen a little bit of fist pumping from Jonatan CHRISTIE, but very focused, very humble, both of them. And it's a low-key affair. Has it lived up to its billing, Morten, in your eyes?
Yes, but I would say that one player has been dominant in either game. First game, I think that Kidambi was very much in control. Here in the second, it's just the opposite. So sometimes when you see matches like this, they have a game each, and then we have the big fireworks in the last one. So let's see how that goes.
Well said. You sense there's a lot of badminton to be played out here.
I think so.
I think we're all pretty much expectant of a decider. Yamamoto will be delighted. He lies in wait. He'll be hoping they punch each other silly.
Wipe the court, please.
It's always a good feeling when your match of the day is over, you've done what you should do, you sit and watch the others and see who you're going to play tomorrow. That's a nice feeling.
Yeah. I always sympathise with the sort of last matches on in the day, because I think, you know, what do you do with all that dead time? It's quite difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah, the thing is that if it suddenly changes from you having a late night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and then suddenly you're one of the first matches on in the morning, the following morning.
Well done, finished off nicely, read the play.
20, game point.
So, with seeming nonchalant ease, Jonatan CHRISTIE has 9 game point opportunities to draw level.
And that's going long.
Game.
37 minutes played.
Second game won by Jonatan CHRISTIE, 21.
In deadlock,
11.
a game each.
1 game all.
21-11, Jonatan CHRISTIE secures game 2. We go on court 1.
Ganti waktu. Ya, kalau kamu buka, boleh nggak? Kamu setengah belakang, kamu kalau bisa. Nah, ini mesti balik bikin ini. Tambah kamu udah mati, udah capek kamu. Tapi kamu udah capek, boleh nyerang nggak? Boleh. Serangan supaya dia nggak menghambat aja, bukan untuk ambil poin. Kalau bisa untung ya sudah. Ya toh? Ya toh? Kedua depannya dia pasti nanti kasih disit. Kamu lihat, kalau nggak benar, tunggu aja, tunggu paling dorong. Badannya, berarti tesnya udah ketangkap, nggak bisa lihat. Sisanya udah kuat-kuatan. Coba, loh, matinya di mana? Nggak ada. Nah, ini kamu mesti
నీకు కార్నర్ ఉందనుకో కొంచెం దూరం కొట్టు డీప్ అన్ని షార్ప్ కాదు చిన్న కొట్టి నెక్స్ట్ ఎక్కడానికి వెళ్ళింది అలా చేయరు ఓన్లీ షార్ప్ కొట్టి ఆడు బ్లాక్ చేసుకుంటున్నాడు నువ్వు మళ్ళీ కింద నువ్వు నెట్ ఇక్కడ నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు నెట్ పైన పట్టుకున్నా అన్ని పాయింట్స్ నీకు వచ్చు అది కూడా ఆలోచించారు ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఛాన్స్ ఈజీ కొట్టడానికి ఆపి ఆడుతున్నాడు నీకేమి ఉందో దూరం ఉంటే నువ్వు ఆపి ఆడు క్లోజ్ ఉంటే ఎందుకు పైన రిజల్ట్ అని పెట్టేసి మధ్యలో ఎంత టాస్ కొట్టడం బాగుంటుంది కొంచెం కంట్రోల్ చేసుకుంటాం ముట్టుకోవటం పర్లేదు
few points. Yeah, more focus. Okay?
Ball 20 seconds, ball 20 seconds.
Well, an expectant crowd would rather like them both to bring their A game simultaneously. That would be fireworks, wouldn't it? That's what we're all looking forward to. So, a race to 21 points then. Who's it going to be?
Final game. The ball.
Jonatan CHRISTIE to get game 3 underway. Both players vying for a spot in the last 8.
Somehow I feel that Jonatan CHRISTIE is favourite to take this third game. I know I'm really sticking my neck out here.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I'm glad you do so. It's always great to get a bit of a flavour for what we're going to receive.
I just feel that he's slightly more steady. I know they've had a game each and all that, but it looks like KIDAMBI is making a little bit more unforced errors. Just a little bit more, and that's enough to tip the scale.
We saw that sort of proactivity in game 1, didn't we? We've not seen that for a while. Is that due as well to the fact that he's changed ends and he's a little bit more confident? outside of the net.
I think so. And Christie, of course, when we change end at 11, will probably feel the same. So it's all about who is having an advantage when they get to the mid-game interval.
Christie, of course, himself will be has closed in on that lifetime goal of a top 10 berth. They'll be contented in that regard, but desperate to get higher up the rankings. Such is the nature of these athletes.
Good smash down the line. It's a challenge on it. I think that challenge will be unsuccessful from Jonatan CHRISTIE.
He's easy on the eye, isn't he, Jonatan CHRISTIE? And when he won the Asian Games in Jakarta, well, the whole roof just was ripped off, frankly. Such was the level of support for him. Bringing home that maiden gold was just something very, very special. And the whole city was in celebration with him, seemingly.
As you can see, both of them are really going all out for that attack.
Yes.
As soon as they get the option and possibility, look at this. He's really forcing himself underneath that one.
Yes. Yeah, there's a definite keenness in the eye now. And the urgency of the third game has certainly focused the minds.
That's in, that's well in. That was a desperate leave from Jonatan CHRISTIE here. That was nowhere near going out. Look at this one, way in.
Good energy from both, but the scoreboard turning for the Indian, the 7th seed. He's fist pumping now. Couple of runs of 3 consecutive points then from KIDAMBI Srikanth. Well, that power is just buckling the Indonesian right now.
Yeah, it's I know I said in the early stages that I thought that KIDAMBI would do the simple mistakes, and here we see is actually CHRISTIE doing it. That one is quite a simple mistake he did, and he should try, of course, to avoid that as much as possible.
Now, where's this come from? We're going upstairs, are we?
No, we have an injury here.
Oh, okay, what's happened here? Right.
I think the doctor's called and caught.
Yeah. Is this a foot issue? Jonatan CHRISTIE is removing his sock as we... Perhaps a blister?
Yeah, it could be.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I don't know about you, Morten, but that can sometimes feel cumbersome, can't it, when you've got sort of...
It's really, it sounds a bit crazy, but you know, when you got something wrong with your feet in a sport like this, and also in tennis, I'm sure, as you know, the pain can be excruciating. It can really be so annoying.
Yeah, it's playing on your mind all the time.
And you can't get out of it.
Yes. It's good that he's sorting it, isn't it? And it doesn't sort of carry on niggling away at the back of his mind, just distracting his concentration.
Let's see if it can be sorted.
And also as well, you know, I mean, something we don't often talk about, but it gives him a chance to kind of step off stage and just kind of accrue his thoughts, get himself up together.
Recompose.
Well, a little bit of gamesmanship, some would suggest, but I mean, yeah, if you're hurt, you're hurt. You've got to get sorted, but it does allow you that opportunity just to grab a breath and calm down. And he is 5 points adrift. He's got a lot of work to do here to get back to neutral. Thanks for the plasters, doctor, but I want my own.
Yeah, the interesting part is as well that how much time is the referee allowing for this injury treatment?
What's the ruling there, Mort?
You put me on
Don't
the
go there,
spot.
sorry.
You put me on the spot, but I actually don't think there is a time limit to it.
Right.
There is, you know, whatever referee feels is right.
Reasonable,
Yeah.
as they say to the letter of the law.
You can definitely say that the momentum of this man in the picture, Srikanth KIDAMBI, might be broken. You know, he's 7-2 up and everything was going really, really well for him. And suddenly we have this, what, 3 minutes break?
Yeah, I'd say so. Let's see as a result whether the Indian seed can sustain his concentration.
Service over, 3-7. Out. Service over, 8-3.
Muscling through that down the line, straight smash. Quality on that.
Service over.
Yeah, once again here, bad judgment by Jonatan CHRISTIE. He's done it on a few occasions before this one. And I think he's kind of hoping to survive a little bit easier, but it doesn't come like that. He's got to work and work and work.
10-4.
And you do sense commendably for the 7th seed that he really has sort of forced the play and trodden that tightrope really well of being aggressive but also consistent in games 1 and 3 so far. 11-4. KIDAMBI Srikanth leads in this 3rd game, and suddenly the Indonesian challenge looks like it's waning a little right now.
How about the service? No, the service. He don't play. People Srikanth slowly and shortly.
రియలైజ్ నువ్వు నెట్ దగ్గర ఫాస్ట్లో డ్రైవ్లో పాయింట్ తీసినా మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు నెట్ ఆడుతుంది నువ్వు ఎలా పాయింట్ తీసుకుంటావు ఆ ప్యాటర్న్ మళ్ళీ 2 పాయింట్స్ తర్వాత అది ఆడదు అది ఆలోచించు అది చేస్తూనే అవుతుంది నువ్వు ఆలోచించు ఇతర పాయింట్ తీసుకున్నావు అది
120 seconds, clock on, 20 seconds.
Pas nanti menang hasil kalah nggak apa-apa, tapi kalau ini nggak boleh gampang. Ya terlalu gampang nggak boleh.
11-4. Play.
KIDAMBI Srikanth out first from the momentary break, desperate to keep his nose in front. Oh, that's fierce from Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Service over, 5-11.
Throwing caution to the wind there.
Srikanth KIDAMBI challenge called out. Challenge unsuccessful.
Long way out in the end.
One challenge remaining. 6-11. Play.
It will be interesting to see whether
Service over.
the coach for India, Park
12-6.
Sung, who's actually a Korean, has been able to steady the nerves of his player Srikanth KIDAMBI and really, you know, reassuring him that this is okay, you can do it, and just continue whatever you're doing now.
Oh, is he going to challenge that?
No, he's not.
Maybe
He's
not.
out.
Yeah.
Service over.
Well, he had the best look in the house of this, didn't he?
7-12.
Yeah. This one is definitely out.
Service over. 13-7. Oh! 14-7.
Yeah, he's really lost his way, and you feel he's kind of being stifled by the scoreboard as well a little right now, Jonatan CHRISTIE. He's under a lot of pressure. And the errors starting to mount for the Indonesian.
$15-7.
Yeah, that's sharp. That's really, really sharp.
Well, no wonder, buoyed by that 8-point cushion in this deciding game, he can be a little bit more creative. And that was gorgeous. The scoreboard is reeling away in India's favour right now.
Yeah, KIDAMBI is playing really well. So my prediction was not correct. It's just completely opposite what happened. I thought this would happen to KIDAMBI and not to Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Well, such was the momentum that CHRISTIE had after game 2, wasn't it? He really did
But
look on
I
form.
really felt that he was a little bit more solid
Service over.
and not making
8-17.
these really silly mistakes, and made his opponent work really hard for his points and so on, but he could not sustain it. Yeah, it's a foregone conclusion.
Setting sail for home now, KIDAMBI Srikanth.
Service over.
Definitely.
It's really looking good for him. 10-point buffer right here. 3 points away in the quarterfinals.
I've seen KIDAMBI once in a blue moon long time ago,
Service over.
where he
9,
lost a similar
18.
situation to a young Chinese player that was in the side Modi. tournament, which is now a Super 300 tournament. And he was in the final, and he had a similar lead as to now, but somehow he lost it in that final. That was the first final he ever played. That was a beautiful lift there by Christie.
The 7th seed, really, you have to admire his precision. He has been deadly accurate, and then couple that with, or twin it rather, with some excellent pace of shot as well when he needs to. He's been standout in the game 1 and 3. 2 points away now.
Thank you. Service over, 10, 19.
Good leave, backing himself there.
11, 19. Service over, 20, match point, 11.
So just inside the hour then. KIDAMBI Srikanth, the 7th seed in the men's singles event, has a 9 match points.
12,
And can
20.
you believe it? Pulls the service error. KIDAMBI Srikanth, the 7th seed in the men's singles discipline, sets the record straight in the Onyx All England Open, avenges a couple of recent defeats to Jonatan CHRISTIE, comes through in 3 close games just inside an hour on court. He's delighted with that, and so he should be. That was a decent performance, particularly in game 1 and 3. It's a very tough opponent. CHRISTIE, well, he had the momentum after game 2, but couldn't sustain it through game 3. It was a bit of a limp affair, that decider. But anyhow, it's KIDAMBI Srikanth through 21-17, 11-21, 21-12. So I'm sure he'll be delighted, although he's not giving much away emotionally at the moment. But it's KIDAMBI Srikanth safely through to the quarterfinals, where Momota he will play tomorrow.